Like, listen, we're not for everybody. I get it.
We know that the cost of chicken, the cost of beef and everything is increasing astronomically.
It's got such a huge online presence that I don't have to pull my pants down. The way that I positioned this was, tell us what you like, where does it need to be? And they gave me this big spiel about like why they don't know that the pricing model fits. And yeah, I agree. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, if you're interested in carrying the product, tell me how you envision like the product working in your retail stores. Like I can't go to you like the way that I would approach this is like, give me the most money for the product. And then they're going to say, well, we can't make that work on the retail level. It's too expensive. So why don't we just cut all that bullshit out and tell me what you want to sell it for? And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's my approach. I'm not going to like pull my pants down for you to carry like the Canadian Protein brand doesn't need that. It's got such a huge online presence that I don't have to pull my pants down to like appease retailers and get it on store shelves.
Yeah.
Which is great to some extent. But it also took fucking 15 years. Right? I think that is the caveat. And what I'm starting to see is that if you actually do want your brand to grow, having it visible at the retail level is kind of key. And that in and of itself is marketing. Right? Having it visible. That's why I was so adamant about keeping BioSteel at the convenience and gas level, is because like a lot of, if you see it's branding in and of itself, right? Or at the grocery store level, and at least it's there. If it doesn't make that much money in those channels, at least it's there, and it's important to stay relevant in those channels. Canadian Protein doesn't need it. It doesn't like need that because it's got 15 years of brand building on the internet, right? So that's my approach. I don't know what your approach is, but like my approach is like what I foresee happening is it just won't work.
I don't think that it will, to be honest. It's just because at the end of the day, like what we're trying to offer with Canadian Protein is just that price point. The reason why we can offer such great prices is because we literally make it right here and we ship it out of here. Yeah. Right. Like there's no middleman. Like we have everything controlled in-house. We have everything from the general laborers to the management to the marketing to the graphic design to fucking everything is in-house.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we can keep the costs so low.
Yeah.
Right. Because we're seeing that the more external parties that get involved, everyone wants their own cut. And that just means that either the manufacturer is getting less and less profit, or the end consumer, which is what usually the case is, end consumer is paying more and more and more, right?
Yeah.
I also like, it's always going to boil back to, as well to like, what is the goal of like you and the long-term goal of the business? If it is to make the brand as large as humanly possible and kind of like forget about profitability, then I'd say, yeah, like fucking let's bust our balls trying to get through retail. I think one, a hard retail push is actually like inauthentic to the brand. Two, I think that, yes, I agree that it is advertising in and of itself, but I think that retail overall as like a long-term trend is slowly dying, right? Whereas online shopping is still only increasing more and more and more. Now it has like a dip down since COVID, but COVID was like that weird middle ground where you had so much demand online because no stores were fucking open. But that's even without that, online shopping as a whole is still increasing year over year. And so, and what are we still trying to do for our customers? We're trying to give them the best product we possibly can for a great price. Shit's getting fucking expensive out there right now, right? Like, and we know that the cost of chicken, the cost of beef and everything is increasing astronomically. We waited as long as we possibly could until we like literally had to increase our prices. It made us basically sick to have to do this because we wanted to be able to have still like the best prices on the market at all times. And we still do consistently have the best prices. Now on a random product here or there, if a competitor's having a sale, okay, sure, their price might drop lower, but on a regular basis, we're always offering the best price, right? And so,
I wouldn't even say the best part. Like I
sorry, the best value.
Yeah, I
the highest quality.
Yeah, I maintain the narrative that it's going to be difficult to find better quality product for a better price than Canadian protein.
That's what I meant.
I feel like that's. I literally had a post today on Reddit where somebody was chirping us, and I always used to promote your brand. Now I don't, because you've increased the price so much so that retailer, like online retailers or store retailers, are finding better pricing and this and that. I'm like, fine, that's maybe.
Because what happens during
I don't believe that
Yeah.
they offer better value. You're not, and like, listen, we're not for everybody. I get it, but you're not going to find better product, better quality product for the same price. Then it's either going to be on par or more expensive for the quality of product that we offer.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple.
Yeah. What's happening everywhere is if you're seeing a price is not increasing, usually it's because the quality is changing. They're cutting costs in terms of their quality. Maybe they're cutting it with something that's so common in this industry. Start putting milk protein isolate instead of whey protein isolate in a product, right?
And I find that interesting because we've actually had people reach out to us to ask us to cut their product for them and not list it. So I know it happens, obviously, in the industry.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And then you're also having shrinkflation, which is a big thing. Do you know what shrinkflation is?
Yeah, reducing the volume of the product that you're getting.
You're seeing it all over the place, in grocery stores especially.
Yeah.
But in our space, in the protein powder space, you're seeing a lot of competitors that are constantly, their prices look like they remain about the same, but they're changing their sizes all over the place. For one day it's 1 kg, but then one day it's 31 servings. The next day it's 970 grams, and then the next day it's 27 servings, right? Like, they're slowly doing this over time, and they're trying to like deceive you, right? And so, like, I know consumers, for example, will look at like our latest price increase and be like, oh, like this is deceiving. But at the end of the day, like, over the last couple of years, protein powder prices, like the raw materials, have increased 300%, like for what we're buying it for, right? So it's like, in order to continue to offer a product to people that they love, like we had to, unfortunately, right?
But going back to the retailer situation, I don't know that it's going to be able to work unless they can, I guess, agree to, I don't want to say play ball with us. I don't see how it's going to work, because for the Canadian protein brand, I'm not willing to reduce our margins to, I guess, what they want. And to your point too, I think that making Canadian protein an online specific brand, as well as having a strong Costco presence, is key. Yeah. And also I feel like it's an interesting play for Costco as well, to say to Costco, you're literally the only retailer that can get our product. Yeah. Like we are going all in for the Canadian protein brand. I don't feel like it's a retail brand. And I think that the ability to go to Costco and say, like, you're the only retailer, you don't have to worry about Walmart, Sobeys, Loblaws, or whatever, all these other retailers carrying our products, Shoppers, or GNC or whatever, where you have to keep an eye on them. Like, we're your retailer, and we align with the Costco brand. The Canadian protein brand and the Costco brand are very synonymous. I think that's actually plays really well into our strategy for maintaining that Costco business.